Stage 1, denial. Apparently, the first is one that's supposed to stay a while. But I guess my situation was just a little bit different. You see, I wrapped up every sense of inclination that claimed that I was sick and sent it away from deliverance. I shoved it off a cliff along with the myth-alleged hope and every bad thing that went with it. This isn't happening. This isn't happening. I refuse to let my mind commit. The 2-digit number stamped in ink on a frail piece of paper can't change my life. This isn't it. I always knew I would test positive. For a second, I became nothing but indifferent. And then stage 2 kicked in. Anger, fury, the shedding of my sheep's skin. Why me? It's my brain. It belongs to me. I'm the only one who was supposed to control it. This piece of paper claims that I'm sick, but I swear to God, I will never allow my brain, my body, or my soul to commit. It's just a number. God, you're taking away my birthright to a family to grow old. You're replacing who I am with the blinding terror that causes me to lose all sight. It's not fair. I've done my part, and I've given you the embodiment of my life. And this is how I'm repaid. By receiving a sickness that I can't even fight. I hate this piece of paper. I despise this so-called life. Now my existence has no purpose, and it's your fault that I'm beginning to doubt the afterlife. Rage overwhelmed me as my hands grew into fists, and I began scraping away at my old scars that ran up and down my wrists. God, you are the one who named me weary, and now you've overturned my thirst for relevance and turned it into nothing but a theory. Stage 3, all bargain. God, I'm so sorry for what I said. I promise that if you take this away, I will live my life wholly for you until the day that I'm dead. At least take it away from my mom, please. I'll carry all the weight. You can have all of my hopes, growing old, having children, and loving a soulmate. I'll be good, I promise. Just change the numbers embedded into my brain. I will arise a new person. I'll let my anger and doubts wash away with the rain. You have the power to do it. Your word says only to ask. Throw away everything that I've pleaded for and make this your only task. I'll never want for anything more as long as I have breath. If only you would save my body from the turmoil of living on after my brain's death. Your silence is killing me. Can't you see my family's tears? If the power of prayer is so promising, why have you answered by cursing us with all of my deepest fears? Where did you go? Stage 4, depression. It came with a vengeance, as I'd readily expected. For 6 long months, desolation became my paramour as my mind grudgingly subjected. My bed became my safety net, and what I'd once known as passion became caught inside of its chaotic web, causing me to miss my call to action. I lived inside of sleep, where I deemed my nightmares more fitting than reality. Consciousness only reminded me that everything I stood for was nothing short of temporary, and that I had begrudgingly let my dreams be swept away by stormy sea. I couldn't step outside without jealousy's fist around my throat as I watched everyone else live their lives with high hopes still afloat. The sun became too bright and the night always too black. A constant reminder that testing was my choice and there was no going back. Well, I tried to turn my ship around, but the current was all too strong, and I can't deny I didn't fall in love with the storm's thunderous song. But when you're stuck at sea and forced to hoist the sails day after grueling day, your arms become strong, your sea legs turn steady, as fear of the unfamiliar starts to decay. Well, stage 5 was supposed to be acceptance, but I guess that day never came. I decided to throw out all the rules for steps of grief and gave stage 5 a new name. Embracement seemed fitting. 6 months of rough sailing had calloused my shipwrecked mind, so I finally opened the curtains, clinched my affirmative results, and claimed this disease as mine. No more denial, anger, or bargaining left. I took my mind back from despondency, uprooting all of the overgrowth to make room to plant my new tree. No more feeling sorry for yourself. You were made for a greater destiny. You asked God to fashion you as a light for others and begged for opportunity. Fall out of love with your sadness. It's time for self-loathing to take a bow. This is your only chance, and your time to start is now. I grew up that day, readily exchanging the old for the new. There was a fire lit behind my eyes, burning bright enough to change my worldview. My heart began beating to the sound of war-themed drums, and I turned in my waterlogged airway for a pair of iron-built lungs. No more drowning. So, Head held high above water, I began waging my war. I let the waves wash away my doubts to be thought of no more. What was once a downward spiral stopped spinning in its tracks, and I tied a rope around my mind to claim all of my thoughts back. This is my great destiny. You've been telling me all this time that everything good I'd buried had been woven into my soul, so I'm claiming it as mine. There will be times that I will break down, lose hope, and want to give up altogether. God, hold my hand, guide my sails, and lead me through this stormy weather. I am a woman, I am weary, I am a warrior who is wounded. But in my weakest, you are strong, and I know that I will get through it. Secure my head up high and cover every inch of me with armor. I will march in the infantry of empathy and help others stand with honor. Embracement seemed appropriate for my new stance on this overwhelming illness, and I will finish this race with every ounce of strength I have. My new name will be Fearless.